It's been a long day on the road, very long, because there's been lots of roadworks. There was an accident, but now I am over an hour following this jolly guy, and it is slow going. So I was supposed to get to my campsite at 4:45, and it's now 4:15. Anyway, all I'll do is keep plodding along. I'm sure it's good for the fuel economy, and we'll see if he turns off ever. Good morning. I travelled a long way yesterday along the road. Actually, it shouldn't have taken me as long as it did, but there was a lot of road works. There was an accident, and while I didn't see the accident happen, I did see the ambulance drive away and have to wait on the side of the road while the rescuers actually picked up all the stuff from the gentleman's car that he rolled. I hope that he's all right, but I guess I'll never know. Also needed to use a dump point, and I chose to go to the Moree one, which happened to be overflowing, and there was feces all on the ground, and it was pretty gross. Don't worry, there's no photos, but that meant that I actually headed back to the information centre to let them know how bad it was, and they were going to organise the council to fix it. They were pretty shocked. They said they send a lot of people there every day, but it was just, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen one quite so full. So hopefully that's all fixed. Anyhow, I'm at Leyburn, Leyburn. Now, our local actually corrected me. I was calling it Leyburn, and they said Leyburn. So here I am. This is a free camp. I haven't found a donation box yet. It's along a river, which at the moment there's water in the river, and all the paraphernalia says that you can swim. But I'm not sure as summer comes on, unless they get good rain, that there would be continuing to be water in the river. The kids up there are fishing, and they must have caught something. There was lots of yelling and excitement earlier on, so that would be good for them. But as you can see, it is very low. So I'm not sure that I would actually choose to swim in it. I'm going to have a walk around town and have a look. This might be the perfect place for the signature stampede. So I'm going to sort that out today and see how I go. I don't need much for a stampede because it's everybody getting together and having a good chat that is the highlight, not the actual place. And it's really strange. The water is over there. And then for some reason this bit all goes underground through a pipe. So the bridge doesn't actually have water under it. Different to what one would expect. $184 for diesel, $182.5 for unleaded. Oh, look at that. I've got the old shop. I don't know if that building over there is old, but it's pretty cool. The pub up here is actually the oldest licensed pub in Queensland. There is a sign saying that, so I know I'm right. It also is open 7 days a week, and I had dinner there last night because I was so tired. I didn't film anything because there was lots of people and locals, and I didn't want to be that person. But let's just say the food was really good and such reasonable prices. It's actually hard to see under the shadows, but this was a pump head that was used to pump the water supply to the campsite of the 200 Special Duties Flight RAF at Leyburn during World War II. And look at this beauty. Sort of a shame that it's just sitting out. I guess they have other priorities. Pretty significant vehicle for the township, I would believe. Luckily, it's a few blocks, this main road, away from the campsite, so you're really not hearing a truck like this. Welcome to the Anglican Church of St Augustine of Canterbury. This church was actually dedicated in 1871. It was built of pit saw timber with a shingle roof by John Bailey. I don't know anything about architecture, but I wonder if he is a big deal because it's a beautiful building and it's still being used now once a month. So there you go. Those outhouses aren't pretty, don't get me wrong. They're cutting the grass and my nose has started to run, so after 2 nights here I've decided to move on, and I'm really happy that I came here. One thing to note is in 1949 the Australian Grand Prix was held here, and every August they actually have the sprint car rally through Leyburn, and I'd love to come back for it. It looks absolutely huge. I think this campground would be packed out. I don't know where I'm going today. I'm just going to have a look around the area, so I'll let you know where I end up. Here I am, a little bit further down the road. It is a piping hot day. I've come to Texas, which is about an hour and a half down the road maybe, to a little old free camp. Well, it's donation camp. I've just walked up and put my donation in the Lions Club thing. And I've nabbed myself the very end campsite. I was lucky enough, the gentleman next door asked me would I like to be directed into it. And I gratefully accepted because it saves me getting in and out the car to make sure if I'm far enough back or whatever. But this is actually a round track. It goes through the campground, over a bridge. And then the cars can come up here. There's been one car the entire time. And obviously it's a working farm. And the cows are very used to campers, I would say. Now, why I'm happy that I'm all the way down here is because it is packed. A more popular camp, free camp, on a rest area I haven't been to for a long time. And I discovered that normally the coming weekend, today's Thursday, so normally the coming weekend, it would be the Texas music show at the showground. And people often come and camp here and wait for it. Some people camp in the showground. And of course, if you need facilities, there's a caravan park in town. Some of the campers that are here have told me that's why they're here. So when I went up to town this morning to find out what there was to do and the deal, and asked about the music festival, thinking I might stay, they said that they're not running it this year. They're going to run it every second year because it's just getting so big that the volunteers are too exhausted. But really, it has just been quiet, and I've done a lot of editing, primarily because I have 5G, 5 bars here. Not often you get a free campsite that has full bars, and I mean, I've uploaded a video from here because I couldn't do it the last place, and it went up so quickly. The local campsite, the men's shed, ask you if you could please keep your receipts and put them into a box for them so they can monitor that people staying down here are actually using the township and the township's benefiting. And it says, please try and help us keep the campground open. So that was quite interesting. But what I did do was go to the Rabbit Works Museum, and I'd never heard about it. I've learnt so much. It was just amazingly well done, and it explains so well how this area actually avoided a recession because of rabbits. Pre-1790, Governor Phillip brings 5 silver greys into Australia. 1791 to 45, domesticated rabbits arrive in Sydney from South Africa. During the following years, the rabbit population spreads quickly across Australia and down into Tasmania. 1820, the commercial rabbit fur market has already begun in Hobart. 1865, rabbit shooter becomes acknowledged as financially viable trade. 1940s, various poisons are used around Australia to try to control rabbit populations. 1950s, myxomatosis virus released across Australia, taking just weeks to clear Texas of almost all rabbits, leaving the factory at a virtual standstill. 1950s to 1990s, rabbits start to develop an immunity to myxomatosis. 1995, RHDV introduced into Queensland, virtually eradicating rabbits in this state. 2016, despite RHDV and strict legal bans on ownership, Queensland rabbit population shows signs of growth. And I have to say that I have seen a few rabbits around, hopping around the fields. Because the rabbits were of such high quality from Texas, they actually saved Texas from a recession because the Cobra hats would pay £1 for a pound of skins, and then they were made into the hats. There you go. I've packed up from camp and I've come into town to their facilities where they have the dump point and water, and actually a pretty good place to stop and do all your bits and pieces. One thing I was disappointed about when I was at Pilliga that I didn't find out till I'd left the area was that they have artesian bore baths up in the north. So I've decided to head there and see what it's like, maybe for a night, and have a swim in the baths. If I look a little red in the face and a little wet and a little out of puff, that's because I've been sitting over in the bore that I've come to today. This is what I've come to. It's $7 a night but I'm not sure who would even know if you've paid. And it's basically a big paddock, and then over there is a swimming pool. Well, a bore pool, really. But I've come out right over to this side because look at this. Very beautiful. And I guess it will look lovely as the sun goes down. Maybe I'll see a few visitors. That would be good. Only spending one night here, and honestly, I drove past Wee War, which is spelt Wee War, but they ask you to pronounce it Wee War, and picked up a few things in their IGA, and that was a nice little town. There is a town closer to here called Pilliga, but I'm probably not going to go in just because I'm here for one night. I'm not going to disconnect or anything. I'm not going to get everything out. I just wanted to have a swim in the bore, and I can't take photos in there while other people are swimming, obviously, but I will go over early tomorrow morning and take a few photos. And now I'm just going to sit down and relax and enjoy the view. There's a few more people here than I expected, but not so that it's at all crowded. The main road from Wee War to Pilliga runs along here, but I think there's been maybe 5 cars all afternoon. That's it. Nice place to be, something different. I just enjoyed having my soak. Actually met a lady from Canberra that lives not far from me, so that's a bit funny. And now I'm just going to sit and relax and watch the rest of the afternoon go past. I think I'm the only one awake. I got up early at 5:45 for the sunrise, but as you can see, so much cloud, still can't see the sun. See glimmers of it and tiny little bit of colour, but definitely not what I was expecting when I picked this far over in the paddock away from anyone else. But it was nice watching the emus last night. And one of the reasons why I thought it was good to get up this early was because then there'd be no one at the baths and I could show you. But in fact, there are many people at the baths, like way too many to film. But anyway, I was in there at 6:30 and there was 4 or 5 other people. I don't know, because it's Friday, if it has anything to do with it. Between 9 and 11, the council actually closes the baths and they clean them, and the council workers are already here sitting waiting for 9 o'clock. I've met 2 people that have already been here a month and they think it's just fabulous. I'm not sure that that would be for me. I'm going to head south today and head home because we've got a festival booked by the end of the week. Today's Saturday and by Thursday we'll be at the festival. So I've got a few Ks to put under me. Until then, I will see you on the other side. I just want to leave this personal account from the rabbit factory for anybody that wants to read how the process with the rabbits was done. I think it's interesting, but not everybody's cup of tea.